I never thought winning the lottery would turn my blood family into a pack of wolves ripping me apart while I still breathed. 1 minute.
I'm Evelyn Harper.
A broke nurse from the south side of Chicago, screaming in joy over a $690,000 windfall. The next, they're whispering in my ear about sharing the dream, while slipping something into my drink that lands me in a nightmare I didn't deserve. And the real gut punch? They framed me for embezzling from the hospital where I worked, a crime that wasn't mine, but my cousin Marcus's, the golden boy lawyer who'd been skimming for years.
Now,
Trapped in his smug, tailored skin after some freak accident neither of us saw coming. I'm the one with the power to make them pay. But revenge isn't clean. It's a mirror that shows you the monster you've always been. That scratch-off ticket burned a hole in my scrub's pocket all shift at Mercy General. It was one of those $20 jobs from the corner bodega, the kind you buy on a whim after pulling a double and dreaming of escape. I'd been scraping by on $32,000 a year, dodging eviction notices in my one-bedroom walk-up off Halstead, the kind of place where the heat cuts out midwinter and the roaches throw parties when you're asleep. My family's no better. Mom's a chain-smoking receptionist at a dentist's office. Dad's long gone to whatever bar stool called him louder than us. And my cousins? A mess of opportunists orbiting Uncle Ray's dry-cleaning empire like vultures on a fresh kill. I scratched it in the nurse's lounge during my break, the fluorescent lights buzzing like angry hornets. 5 minutes later, I was on the floor, knees buckling, tears streaming as the numbers aligned. $690,000. Not life-changing billionaire shit, but enough to pay off Mom's debts. Buy a decent car that doesn't cough like a tuberculosis patient. And maybe, just maybe, get out of this grind. I called Marcus first, cousin Marcus, the slick one with the corner office at Goldstein and Hale, always flashing his Rolex like it was a get-out-of-jail-free card. Evie. Baby girl, he drawled. That fake southern lilt he picked up at Vanderbilt creeping in. This is our ticket. Family first, right? They descended like a storm that night. Mom showed up with her bingo buddies in tow, reeking of menthols and cheap wine, slapping my back so hard it bruised. Uncle Ray hauled in trays of ribs from his spot on 47th, the sauce staining the coffee table in my cramped living room. Aunt Lila, Marcus's mom, cooed about pooling resources while eyeing the ticket like it was a fat wallet on an empty subway. And Marcus? He perched on the arm of my thrift store couch, tie loosened, grinning that shark smile. We gotta protect this.
Evie.
Taxes. Leeches, hell. The government's just waiting to snatch it. Let me handle the paperwork. I'm family. I should have seen the greed in their eyes. The way Mom's laugh turned sharp when I mentioned keeping some for myself, a down payment on a house. Maybe in the suburbs where the schools don't metal detect the kids. But blood's thicker than ink. Or so they say. We popped champagne from plastic flutes, the bubbles fizzing like lies. Marcus pulled me aside in the kitchen, his hand heavy on my shoulder. You're the heart of this family,
Evie.
But hearts get broken if they're not smart. He slid a glass my way, something amber and strong. To us. The room spun after that. Not the booze, I barely sipped. It was the fog rolling in, thick as Lake Michigan mist, turning voices to echoes. I remember stumbling to the bathroom, the tile cold under my palms, and Marcus's face hovering, murmuring, "Sleep it off.
'Cause.
Big day tomorrow." When I woke, it was to handcuffs and badges, the apartment crawling with CPD uniforms. Evelyn Harper, you're under arrest for embezzlement and fraud. My head throbbed like a war drum. The ticket?
Gone.
My phone? Filled with texts from a burner account, mine. Supposedly detailing deposits to offshore accounts. Hospital funds siphoned for personal use. They said I'd been cooking the books for months, diverting payroll money through fake vendors. Evidence piled up. Emails from my login. Timestamps matching my shifts. Even a forged confession video where my face mouthed words I never spoke. Deep fake bullshit. But who believes a lottery lush over a pillar of the community? Marcus was there in the interrogation room. Suit crisp. Playing the concerned relative. Evie. What happened? We were celebrating. His eyes, though cold as a winter wind off the lake, promising silence if I played along. I didn't. I screamed about the family, the drink, the setup.
But the DA?
A hard-ass named Kowalski with a mustache like a broom bristle just shook his head. MS. Harper, your cousin Marcus turned over the evidence himself. Hero of the hour.
Hero.
The word stuck in my throat like broken glass. Turns out, Marcus had been the one bleeding the hospital dry, ghost employees on the roster. Invoices for equipment that never arrived. He'd pinned it on me, the nobody nurse, using my lottery buzz as cover. Easy mark, the cops muttered. Wins big. Thinks she's untouchable. Bail was a joke, $250K. Half my winnings already secured by Uncle Ray's advisors. Mom visited once. Through plexiglass. Her face a mask of pity. Baby,
just take the plea.
Family's got plans for the rest.
The rest.
Like I was a carcass to carve. I sat in Cook County Jail for 3 months awaiting trial. The days blurring into nights of fluorescent hell. Whispers of shankings and suicides echoing off cinderblock walls. That's where the secret clawed out, a letter from an old patient, slipped under my cell door by a guard with a wink. Evelyn. Marcus killed my boy. Covered it up. Your tickets is now. Fight. The patient's boy, Tommy Ruiz. A junkie who'd OD'd in the ER on my watch. I'd signed off on the talk screen. Clean as a whistle. But the family knew better. Marcus had dosed him with fentanyl-laced saline, a favor for a rival firm's client who'd wanted Tommy quiet about a Ponzi scheme. I'd taken the heat then. 2. Suspended. Investigated. Cleared only because evidence vanished.
Now.
With the lottery, they couldn't risk me digging. Betrayal doesn't come in waves. It drowns you slow. Trial was a circus. Tabloids screamed lotto luck turns TO lockup. Nurses greedy grab. Jurors, Chicago-born and bred, ate it up. Resentment for winners. Sympathy for the little guy like Marcus. Testifying with tears about losing faith in family. I got 5 years. Eligible for parole in 2. The judges gavel a punctuation on my life. As they led me out in orange, Marcus leaned close, breath hot. Rest easy, Evie. We'll pray for you.
Pray.
The word tasted like arsenic. Parole came early, good behavior, they said. But really because the prison psych eval flagged me as high risk for resentment.
Lady.
You have no idea. Released into a halfway house on the west side, stripped of everything but a bus pass and a grudge that could level blocks. The lottery money? Funneled into a family trust Marcus administered. $690,000 divvied up like spoils. Mom's new Buick. Uncle Ray's yacht club membership. Aunt Lila's boob job.
Me?
A stipend of $500 a month, doled out like crumbs to a beggar. I bided time, working nights at a diner slinging hash to ex-cons. Ears open for dirt. Chicago's underbelly hums with it. Cops on the take. Lawyers burying bodies in paperwork. Marcus climbed higher, eyeing DA after his whistleblower glow-up. Power suits him. That oily sheen. But fate's a fickle bitch. It happened on a stormy night, 6 months post-release, chasing a lead on Tommy's death to a warehouse on the South Branch. I'd tailed Marcus there, my beat-up Civic hugging shadows as thunder cracked like judgment. He met a guy, tattooed enforcer type, Russian accent thick as borscht, handing off a briefcase.
Pay off.
Blackmail? I crept closer. Phone recording. When lightning forked the sky. And a transformer blew. The blast wave hit like a freight train, electricity arcing wild. Ozone sharp in my nose. Pain seared through me, white hot. Then nothing. Blackness. And when I woke in the ER, tubes snaking my arms, the mirror showed not my weary face, but Marcus's sharp jaw.
Hazel eyes.
That perpetual 5 o'clock shadow.
Idishwapa.
Him into me, or some cosmic fuckery neither understood. But in his skin, with his voice, his access.
Oh.
The possibilities. Waking up as Marcus felt like slipping into a suit 2 sizes too tight, every seam pinching where it shouldn't. The ER doc, a harried Indian guy with a clipboard, rattled off miraculous recovery bullshit, concussion, minor burns, but no lasting damage. Damage? Try identity theft on a cellular level. I flexed fingers that weren't mine. Longer. Manicured. Veins mapping a life of ease. Across the room, in a bed that smelled like my old fear sweat, Evelyn stirred, Marcus in my body, eyes wide with the same horror mirroring mine. Our gazes locked, a silent scream passing between us. What the hell had that lightning done? Electrocution-induced soul swap? Some quantum glitch in the universe's code?
Didn't matter.
Opportunity knocked, and I answered. Nurses buzzed around, assuming the Evelyn file for me was a mix-up. I played it cool, channeling Marcus's drawl from memory. Darlin', I think there's been a clerical error. Name's Marcus Hale. Check again. They did. Flushing red.
Svepping shots.
Evelyn tried to speak, but it came out garbled, my voice. Hoarse from disuse. Concussion.
They said.
Amnesia. Perfect cover. I signed discharge papers with his flourish, pocketed his wallet, Amex Black, keys to a BMW, and wheeled out, leaving Evie to the mercy of social services. First stop, his Gold Coast condo. A glass-box penthouse overlooking the lake. All leather and chrome, whispering wealth I'd only window-shopped. His closet? Tailored heaven, Zegna's suits, Ferragamo loafers that hugged like lovers. I dressed slow, savoring the silk against skin that felt foreign yet fitting, like revenge tailored to measure. Phone buzzed, Mom. Marcus. Honey? Evie's in the hospital, some accident. You okay? I deepened the timbre, laced it with concern. Shaken. Aunt Lila. But family's everything. I'll check on her. Lie smooth as bourbon. She bought it, gushing about a family dinner to celebrate his latest case win. Celebrate. The word twisted like a knife. I needed intel. His laptop hummed to life. Password Lila69. Subtle. Marcus. Files spilled secrets. The hospital scam. Detailed ledgers showing my confession as his fabrication. Deepfake software receipts from a dark web vendor. Tommy Ruiz? A folder labeled loose ends. emails coordinating the OD, payoffs to the Russian I'd seen. And the lottery? A trust doc. Irrevocable. With me, Evelyn, listed as ward, my cut of pittance. Bastard had engineered my fall to claim it all. Even forged my signature on a psych eval deeming me unstable for inheritance. Deep betrayal isn't a stab, it's a slow bleed. Realizing the people who birthed you sold your soul for a payout. But power's a drug, and Marcus's came laced with connections. I called his firm, Goldstein and Hale, feigning grogginess. Boss needs a day. Jet lag from the depot. His partner, a weasel named Goldstein, chuckled. Take two.
Mark.
That Ruiz civil suit's heating up, widows pushing for discovery.
Ruiz.
Tommy's mom,
Rosa.
who'd slipped me that jail letter. Leverage. I hung up, pulse racing. In his skin, I could unravel threads he'd buried. Next, the hospital. I strode in as Marcus Hale, ASQ, flashing creds like a badge. Admin parted like the Red Sea, whistleblower privilege. Rosa Ruiz waited in a side office, eyes hollowed by grief. Photos of Tommy clutched like talismans. Mister.
Hale.
You said you'd help. I leaned in, voice low.
Rosa.
I've got new evidence. But it implicates family. Her flinch was a map to the wound. I fed her just enough, hints of Marcus's involvement, watching hope flicker in her like a candle in wind. We'll bury them, I promised. Her nod sealed it. Ally acquired. Back at the condo, the real game began. I mirrored his routine, gym at Equinox, where trainers fawned, lunch at RPM steak, billing the firm, afternoon calls to clients, wheeling deals that made my old diner tips look like pennies. Each yes, sir, was a brick in the wall of my infiltration. But crack showed. His reflection mocked me, too handsome, too assured. I practiced his laugh in the shower, steam fogging the glass, but it echoed hollow. And the dreams? Nightmares of my body, trapped in halfway house limbo. Marcus flailing in my skin, pounding fists on locked doors, screaming a voice that was mine but not. He called from my old flip phone, number I'd memorized. Evie, what the fuck did you do? Panic edged his words, my accent twisting them clumsy. I chuckled, his baritone rich. Me?
Cousin.
You look good in scrubs. Enjoy the parole officer? Silence. Then rage. This isn't funny. Switch back, now. As if lightning took requests. Can't.
Mark.
But I can make it right. Sign over the trust. Confess to the hospital.
Tommy.
Everything. Or I start cutting ties. He laughed. Brittle. In my body, they'd call you crazy. Enjoy the fall. Bitch.
Bitch.
The slur landed like family tradition. I hung up, plotting. Controversial decisions loomed. Do I expose him gently or burn it all? First move, the family dinner. Mom's house in Bridgeport. 4 mica counters and saint statues glaring from shelves. They gathered, Uncle Ray carving ham, Aunt Lila passing peas, Mom toasting to resilience. I arrived late, bearing wine. Marcus's smile plastered on. Evie's stable, I lied. But the doctors. Amnesia. Might not remember the win. Gasps rippled. Uncle Ray's fork paused midair. That complicates the trust.
Complicates.
as if my life was a clause to renegotiate. I watched them squirm, greed flickering like faulty wiring. Aunt Lila pressed. Marcus, you're the lawyer. Fix it.
Fix.
The word ignited something primal. Over dessert, cheesecake from Jewel, I dropped the bomb. Actually, I've been thinking. Evie's portion. Maybe invest it in something redemptive. Like a foundation for wrongful convictions. Eyes widened. Mom sputtered. But the Buick, Uncle Ray cut in. Voice oily. Noble. Nephew. But families first. We earned that ticket. Watching her. Earned. By framing me, I smiled wider. Teeth bared. Earned how? Exactly? The hospital funds? Tommy Ruiz. Silence crashed like a dropped platter. Aunt Lila paled. What are you on about? I leaned back. Casual. Just whispers.
Aunt.
But whispers grow. They exchanged glances. The kind that bind conspirators. Uncle Ray stood, clapping my shoulder too hard. Family talks.
Mark.
Later. Later meant threats. I knew his associates from the old neighborhood, the ones who made problems vanish into the Calumet. Driving back, rain lashing the BMW's windshield, I felt the tension coil. This body gave power, but it was borrowed, fragile. A text from Rosa. Found Marcus's email, fentanyl order. What now?
Now?
Escalation. I replied, leak it. Anonymously. Controversial? Hell yes, innocent until proven. But Tommy's ghost demanded justice. As sirens wailed distant, a plan crystallized, dismantle from within. Seduce his world, then salt the earth. But sleep evaded. The penthouse too vast. Echoes too loud. In the mirror, Marcus's eyes stared back, pleading. For a split second, I pitied him, trapped in my broke-ass shell, scraping diner plates while his empire crumbled. Then memory surged, the drink, the cuffs, the gavel. Pity died. Dawn broke gray over the lake, and with it, my resolve hardened. Revenge wasn't a sprint, it was a marathon through their veins. Power's illusion shatters fast when you're wearing someone else's lies. By week 2 in Marcus's skin, the cracks spiderwebbed. His firm noticed off vibes, me fumbling case law I'd memorized from binging Law and Order in jail, hesitating on handshakes with partners who expected bro hugs. Rough patch. Mark. Goldstein ribbed over scotch at the Oak Room. I nodded. Swirling ice. Just. Reevaluating priorities. Priorities like exposing how he'd laundered client kickbacks through Uncle Ray's shops, or the offshore nest egg from my lottery haul. Rose's leak hit like a gut punch to the family. Morning headlines on my Sun-Times app. Lawyer under scrutiny in fentanyl scandal. Links to ER overdose. Anonymous tip. My doing. Aunt Lila called frantic. Marcus. The news, it's about you? Tell me it's bullshit. I feigned outrage. Voice steady. Aunt. It's sabotage. But we fight smart.
Fight.
As if this was a bar brawl. Not a noose tightening. She bought the Ally Act. Spilling. Your uncle. He handled the Ruiz kid. Quiet like. For the family. Confirmation. Uncle Ray. The enforcer. Dosing Tommy on Marcus's orders to silence a snitch. My crime? Signing the death certificate. Burying the secret to protect kin. I played the long game. Attending his pro bono gala, black tie at the Hilton.
se hummusing da Kowalski over kaviar.
Marcus. That lottery mess. Tough break for your cousin. Kowalski's mustache twitched. I clinked glasses. Tougher than you know.
Sir.
Evidence suggests. Tampering. His brow arched. Tampering? From where? I shrugged. Casual. Family whispers. Ever consider reopening the hospital audit? Seed planted. Controversial? Absolutely. Whispering doubt to the man who jailed me. Risking perjury charges if caught. But in this skin, lies were currency. Meanwhile, Evie, Marcus in my body festered. Reports from the halfway house painted a picture. Aggressive outbursts. Failed drug tests. He'd scored cheap coke to cope. Violations piling like indictments. My parole officer, a no-nonsense Latina named Vargas, left voicemails. MS. Harper, your cousin's worried. Get clean or you're back inside. Worried. I called him, blocking my number. Enjoying freedom. 'Cause, or is my life too small? His voice, my old rasp, cracked. This ends now. Evelyn. Meet me. Neutral ground. Neutral. The old pier at Northerly Island. Wind whipping off the lake like accusations. I arrived in his Tesla. Salt air sharp. He waited on a bench. My frame hunched in a hoodie 2 sizes big. Eyes wild. You think you're winning, he hissed. Standing too quick. That body's mine. Contacts. Cases. You'll fuck it up. I step close. His aftershave cloying on his breath. Like you fucked mine? 5 years for your greed. Marcus. Tommy's blood on your hands. He lunged, fists flying. But my body was frail from neglect. He connected, a wild haymaker splitting his lip. Blood welled. Coppery.
Real.
I tasted victory in the sting. Security hauled him off. Tasers humming. Assault on a public figure, they muttered. Cuffing Evie. I press no charges, yet. Let him stew in county. My old hell. Back at the condo. Ice on the swelling. I dug deeper. His safe yielded a burner phone. Text to Uncle R, Evie's ticket secured. Ruiz handled. Trust locked. Handled. Euphemism for murder. And a photo me. Drugged on the kitchen floor that fateful night. Marcus posing triumphant.
Souvenir.
I forwarded it all to Rosa. With instructions. Press conference. Tomorrow. The fallout was biblical. Reporters swarmed the firm's doors. Cameras flashing like paparazzi strobes. Goldstein called an emergency meeting. Mark. The Ruiz widows naming you. Fentanyl ties. Hospital fraud. It's unraveling. I nodded solemnly. I suspected. Let's cooperate. Cooperate meant shredding his career from the inside, leaking memos. Tipping feds anonymously. Uncle Ray cornered me in the garage that night. His Cadillac idling like a beast. Nephew. This shit with Evie, back off. Or accidents happen. Threats. Chicago style. I met his gaze in the rear view. Accidents? Like Tommy's? He gunned the engine. Tires screeching gospel. Mom's intervention came next. Tears streaming over pot roast at her kitchen table. Marcus. Baby. Why were you turning on us? Evie's always been. Troubled. Troubled. Code for disposable. I set down the fork. Deliberate. Mom. Aunt. The lottery wasn't luck. It was bait. Marcus framed her to steal it. Her face crumpled. denial warring with truth. He wouldn't, but doubt crept, a vine through concrete. I pressed, sign this. A petition to dissolve the trust, redirecting funds to victims' aid. Her hand trembled on the pen. Controversial choice, forcing family fracture, weaponizing love's remnants. She signed, whispering, "For Evie." As threads pulled taut, tension mounted. Marcus, bailed out by cronies, escalated. His brake lines cut. A warning from Ray's crew. I swerved the BMW into a guardrail, heart hammering, but walked away. Enough. Time for the climax, a staged reconciliation dinner at Uncle Ray's club. The yacht basin glittering under string lights. Family full, Mom fidgeting, Aunt Lila chain-smoking, Ray blustering, cousins eyeing exits. I arrived last, envelope in hand, evidence printouts. The photo. Trust docs. "Let's talk real," I said, voice Marcus's velvet over steel. Accusations flew like buckshot. Ray roared. "You lost it. Boy, grief over Evie." Grief. I laughed, sliding the photo across mahogany. Grief? This is triumph. Aunt Lila gasped. Mom retched into a napkin. Marcus's secret spilled. The framing. The OD. The greed devouring us all. "You sold me out," I accused, pointing at each. "For what? A boat? A tit lift?" Ray lunged, meaty fists swinging. But I sidestepped, nurse reflexes in lawyer grace. The chaos erupted, plates shattering, screams piercing night. Cops arrived, my anonymous tip, cuffs clicking like karma. In the squad car, Ray spat. "You'll regret this." Mark. Regret? It tasted like freedom. But as they hauled him away, Mom's eyes met mine, pleading. Broken. I'd shattered the hearth, left orphans in my wake. Was justice worth the ashes? Tension coiled tighter, the real storm brewed. Handcuffs on Uncle Ray felt like poetry, the metallic kiss echoing my own arrest night. But poetry's got thorns, backlash bit hard. Tabloids flipped. Disgraced lawyer impersonates cousin in elaborate scam? No. Wait, that was coming. For now. The club's parking lot swarmed with blues. Families splintered like cheap china. Aunt Lila wailed to reporters. "Marcus has gone mad. Evie's influence."
Mel.
Projection at its finest.
Mom.
Silent in the ambulance for stress, squeezed my hand. "Fix this?"
Son.
The word hollowed me. Firm fallout hit Dawn's light. Goldstein's email. Indefinite leave. Pending investigation. Change the locks. I packed Marcus's desk, Brioni ties, Mont Blanc pens into a box. A pauper's ransom. His clients scattered like roaches. But one lingered, Kowalski, the DA, summoning me to his office, overlooking the loop. "Hail, or whoever sit." His desk groaned under files. My leaks. Rose's suit. Feds circling. "This stinks of vigilante. You tip the scales. I bury you." I met his stare. Unflinching. Scales were tipped long ago.
Sir.
By me in her skin. Confession hovered. Controversial as hell. Admit the swap. Risk psych ward over clink. But truth's a blade. Double-edged. He leaned back. Mustache quivering. Body swap? Jesus. Mark. Lay off the sci-fi. But the evidence. It's ironclad. Ironclad meant indictments. Ray for manslaughter facilitation. Lila for conspiracy. Mom as accessory after. Marcus? Primary. If I could drag him from my body's shadow. Reopen Evie's case, I pressed. Exculpatory. The deep fake. The drugging. Kowalski nodded slow. If it sticks, she's clear. But you? Testify against family, and witness protection's your new zip. Protection. From the kin I'd birthed in blood, irony soured. Rose's pressers sealed the frenzy. Outside City Hall, megaphone in hand, she unveiled the fentanyl trail, orders traced to Marcus's alias. Hospital cams doctored by his firm. This man killed my son for silence, she thundered. Tears carving rivers. Cameras captured it all. My anonymous briefings fueling the fire. Twitter, X, whatever, exploded. Justice for Tommy trending. Lottery betrayal memes crucifying the Hales. Greed's ugly face. Pixelated for the masses. Marcus struck back from hiding. He ditched the halfway for a flop on the east side. My body gaunt. Feral. A package arrived at the condo, my old scrubs, shredded. With a note, your turn to bleed. Then the hits / tires. Anonymous calls to Goldstein painting me unhinged. I barricaded, Glock from his safe cold in palm. Sleep fractured by paranoia. Dreams bled realities. Me as Evelyn. Clawing cell bars. Him as Marcus. Toasting champagne with ghosts. The confrontation brewed at the old family church.
Este.
Agatha's in Pilsen. Irony's altar. Where we'd buried Dad and Christensen's. He texted coordinates. Endgame. Rain lashed stained glass as I entered. Pews empty save his silhouette, my old frame. Slumped. Evelyn, he growled. Rising. Give it back. I circled. Distance emote. Back. Like you gave me my life. He charged. Feral. Nails raking his own face. We grappled. Bodies alien. My strength in his lean fury. His desperation in my weary bones. A candelabrum toppled. Flames licking carpet. Smoke acrid prayer.
Pinned.
He wheezed. The lightning. It was meant for you. I rigged the warehouse. Electrocute the evidence. You included.
Rigged.
The secret inverted. Not fate. But murder attempt. Shock numbed. Then rage ignited. You killed us both that night. I need free. Grabbing a crucifix, brass. Heavy. Confess.
Now.
He laughed. Bloodied. To what? A freak in my skin? Sirens wailed. My phone's silent alarm. Cops burst. Separating. Evelyn Harper, the lead, barked at him. You're under arrest, aggravated assault.
Parole violation.
Violation. His empire. My prison. Interrogation room redux. Me as witness. Him in orange across glass. Vargas. The P.O. Nodded respect. Good call. Mister. Hale. I fed them everything. The swap framed as delusional episode for cover. The frame job. Tommy's hit. Marcus cracked under lights. My voice breaking. It was me. All me. Deep fake irony, his confession. Genuine. Broadcast live on looped feeds. Family empire crumbled. Ray flipped for leniency. Ratting Lila. Mom took a plea. Community service in grief groups. The trust dissolved. $500,000 rerouted to Rose's foundation. My stipend history. But climax crested dark. Alone in the condo. Victory hollow. I stared at the lake, black mirror reflecting a stranger. Power's price? Isolation. Friends? Shallow. Scenting scandal. Lovers? His Rolodex of flings rang false. And the body? It itched. Soul chafing flesh. Controversial urge. End it. A bottle of his scotch. Pills from the medicine cabinet. Nurse's knowledge lethal. One swallow. Then pause.
No.
Revenge demanded life. Not surrender. Tension peaked at sentencing. Courthouse packed. Rows of front row. Eyes grateful. Marcus me? Shackled. Head bowed. Judge intoned. 10 years. Minimum security.
10.
Less than my 5.
But poetic.
As guards led him, our eyes locked, his in my face. Pleading reversal. Fix it, he mouthed.
Fix.
The word mocked. I turned away, to Mom's tentative hug outside. Proud.
Marcus er.
Whoever. The abyss yawned. Sentencing's echo faded, but the void lingered. A Chicago winter chill seeping bones, not mine. Rosa invited me to Tommy's grave, Oakwood Cemetery. Snow-dusting headstones like forgotten confetti. Thank you, she said, gloved hand on marble. For giving him peace.
Peace.
The word foreign.
Slippery.
I nodded. Marcus's throat tight. He deserved it.
Deserved.
Like the family I'd eviscerated. Now scattered. Ray in Danville, Penn pushing 70. Lila selling knockoffs from a trailer. Mom volunteering at soup kitchens. Her Buick traded for a bus pass. Justice? Or amputation? The swap's mechanics haunted, docs puzzled over identical vitals. Anomalous brain scans, chalking it to shared trauma. Bullshit. It was tether. Souls leashed by that lightning scar. A faint burn on both chests like twin brands. Nights.
Ide bakagasping.
Feeling phantom pulls, him in his cell. Me in silk sheets. Telepathy? Curse? Whatever. It whispered doubts. Was I Evelyn? Or the monster I'd become? Controversial truth. Revenge birthed empathy's death. I decided deaths, careers. Trust without trial. Jury of my grudge. Feds circled closer. Kowalski's favor straining. Hail. The impersonation angle, it's fraying.
Get your story straight.
Straight meant lies compounding.
Perjury's web.
I lawyered up irony with a firm across town, spinning the swap as method acting for closure. Tabloids lapped. Lotto airs body swap delusion or divine justice? Debates raged online. X-threads dissecting greed's gospel. Feminists hailing my rise. Conservatives decrying vigilante rot. Polarized. Like America itself. Half cheering the underdog's clawback. Half mourning family values gutted. Marcus's appeals dragged. His letters smuggled via inmates. Sister. Merge back. This skin chokes.
Sister.
Blood's last plea. I burned them. Ashes swirling toilet like purged sins. But cracks widened. At a bar on Division, dive with sticky floors and jukebox blues, a woman sidled up, recognizing Marcus from news. Hero or heel, she purred, lips bourbon sweet. I took her home, bodies tangling in penthouse sheets, seeking anchor in flesh.
Dawn.
She traced the scar. Freaky story. You believe it?
Believe.
The question gnawed. Climax twisted at the parole hearing. In my old body. I testified. Voice steady. Evelyn Harper's a victim. Your Honor. redeemable. Lies for liberty's sake. Board nodded. Granting early release, conditions, therapy, restitution. Restitution. From scraps, he emerged gaunt, my eyes hollowed, into a world that reviled him. Our meeting, a park bench off Michigan Avenue. Tourists oblivious. Evelyn, he rasped my rasp. End this charade. I handed keys to a storage unit with his life, suits, files, a one-way Greyhound voucher. Charade's over. Marcus. Live mine. I'll live yours. He crumpled, sobs racking my frame. I didn't rig it for you, for us. The evidence. It was gonna expose everything. Lightning was escape. Escape. The twist inverted, his murder plot. Self-preservation. Not greed's blade. He'd framed me to silence. But the warehouse? Desperation to torch proof. Collateral me. You were always the good one, he whispered. I envied that. Envy. The secret's core, not just money, but my unscarred soul. Betrayal's root, his inadequacy, blooming toxic. Pity surged. Controversial flood. Do I swap back? Lightning's echo called, but choice was ours. We clasped hands over the scar, burn meeting burn, and pulled. Agony ripped. Universe inverting, souls wrenching free. Bodies convulsing on dewy grass. Vision blurred. Then cleared. Me and mine. Weary lines familiar. Him and his. Handsome mask cracked. Reversal complete. Thunder rumbling, distant applause. Epilogues debatable. Happy or tragic. I reclaimed scraps, a nurse gig at a clinic. Rose's friendship.
Mauvaise tentative tease.
Lottery remnants funded Tommy's scholarship. Greed's ghost exorcised. Marcus? Vanished to witness protection. A new name in witness limbo. Letters arriving and signed. Forgive. Forgiveness? Glass half broken. We debate it still, over diner coffee with ex-inmates. Or ex-rants from strangers. Was revenge redemption? Or just another crime? Chicago hums on. Indifferent. But in quiet. I scratch tickets no more. Dreams die cheap. Survival's the real jackpot.